the German ideal. A combination of strength, determination, and purity.
Hello, gentlemen. My son, Adolf. That used to be my desk before I retired. Which is why you need to apply yourself at school.
Stupid old fool.
It's perfectly normal for a boy his age.
He's got curse on me for marrying my niece.
Uncle, don't be absurd. You'll get what you want in the end. You'll be a painter, an artist. Anything you want. Oh, my little genius.
Andy, I know it's hard, but you have to be brave.
Don't tell me how to feel. You didn't love her. She was only your stepmother. You wouldn't know how to love anyone. You're just a lump. A peasant. Good for nothing but breeding more bitches like you.
I'm sorry, Herr Hitler, you don't have a style. Your people are like little buildings, there's no life in them. Perhaps if you tried architecture or theatrical design, I'm truly sorry. I have a class to teach. Best of luck.
Happened last spring from happening again. I gather you're very outspoken in your nationalist leanings.
Believe in Germany, sir.
Good. There are nearly 50 political factions in this city at the moment. And I use informants to identify the more aggressive ones. Does this interest you?
Informing, sir?
One of these groups is the German Workers' Party, led by a man called Anton Drexler. They gather in the back room of a beer hall. Just an excuse to have a drink, I expect, but pay them a visit and tell me what they're planning.
But don't drink, sir.
Just listen then.
But interest equals slavery. The Berlin-centered economy, which is currently collapsing, leaves us with no other choice than to declare Bavarian independence.
Wait, 2 more beers. Right away.
The state of Bavaria must separate from the rest of Germany and form its own nation.
Insane.
Of course, we are a different society. We are predominantly Catholic. They are not.
We're all German.
Culturally, perhaps, there are similarities. But even then...
What about Parsifal? Lohengrin?
Young man, I'm talking about reality, not fairy tales.
You're talking about the purity of the German people. Just no fairy tale.
As I was saying, interest...
Find out who he is.
What's this?
It's my report from the German Workers' Party, sir.
I only asked for a few words.
They've asked me if I'd like to join. I haven't accepted yet.
Should we be concerned about them? That's all I need to know.
Well, it's club life of the lowest form, sir. But I like the underlying politics.
The nationalist agenda must include elimination of the Jews. What's this have to do with your report?
Just some thoughts of my own I added. Do you disagree?
It's just not feasible.
Oh, it's very feasible, sir. Just drive them out. Deport them if necessary. Can you imagine a world without them? How pure, how holy. Do you think there are any Jews in Valhalla?
Do you have my papers, Maya?
Yes, Captain Rudd. I should like to introduce you to Corporal Hitler, sir. He's one of our informants.
It is my pleasure to introduce to you our guest speaker for this evening. Many of you may remember him by his comments at our last meeting. So please welcome Herr Adolf Hitler.
When I was a boy, I heard the story.
Louder.
I heard the story of the Holy Grail, and how it could only be found by one who was pure of heart. Indeed, we have a history of purity in this country, but we have fallen on hard times. Our military is in tatters, our economy collapsing. But it's not poverty or weakness that's our problem. It's indifference. Is anyone listening? That's the problem nowadays, isn't it? No one cares. No wonder we face extinction. Pride. Pride is a weapon. A sword to be used against our enemies. But don't be deceived. They are strong. Stronger than we are. And it's not the French or the English I'm talking about. Our enemies live among us. Socialists, communists, the foreign invaders who come to our country to destroy us and take over our lives.
In the 6 months since the fall of the communist government, the new German democracy has given birth to dozens of political factions, but none is growing more rapidly than the German Workers' Party, newly dubbed the Party of the National Socialists, whose fiery speaker, Adolf Hitler, preaches against the influence of foreign invaders.
Who alone are responsible for the moral decadence that now riddles our society? The Jews! The Jews! Yes! Who call themselves German, but who are now, and who have always been, unwelcome, unwanted, and they are everywhere! Invading our government, stripping us of our savings, raping our families and our heritage. I tell you, friends, this is war. A war that is soon to turn, where the invaders will become the victims.
Where have you been? It's almost time to start. Oh, and come in the front next time where people can see you.
Our supporters will slow me down. Seems it plenty tonight.
Nonsense. The crowd is bigger than last time. Unfortunately, there are some communists out there. So, go easy on the rhetoric. A riot would only get us in the papers.
Isn't that what we want? Universal military service shall be abolished in Germany. Germany will pay war reparations for all damage done to Allied civilians and their property. Responsibility for the outbreak of the war rests solely on German shoulders. But a few of the demands of the Treaty of Versailles. Impossible, you say? It will break us. But don't you see that's the point? They want to break us. And who do I mean by they? I mean the Reds! These fools who spread a disease called communism to empty-headed dreamers.
Look who's talking!
The most effective medicine is a bullet! That's the best way to cure us of these idiots!
Idiots are men like you, with nothing to say!
Marx was a Jew! The Communist Party is run by Jews! It's all a plot to destroy Germany! To bastardize our blood! Infiltrate our lives! They want to wipe the Aryan race from the face of the earth! We will survive! That's what they tell us. What they mean is, they will survive! We surrendered in November, at a time when we were perched on the edge of victory. Betrayed by the cowards and the traitors within our ranks. How do we fight them? We unite! We must join together for a greater Germany!
Clean him up a bit, he might be worth something.
He's a cartoon.
We will sacrifice. We will struggle, yes. But only then will we triumph. And we will triumph! The hero Lohengrin as our model, and the music of Wagner as our inspiration. We will hang the profiteers, crush the communists. We will disinfect our country of the Jewish vermin.
Funny. After 500 years, you'd think I'd be used to it. Ernst. Ernst.
I know some people who would love to hear you speak, who are not likely to go to a beer hall.
The wealthy. I've met a few. Armchair politicians. Care more about their money than they do their own country.
Yes, but surely as your party's propaganda leader, you must know that in order to defend their money, they'll spend it, a good deal of it. That is, if someone they trust tells them it's a safe bet. That's where I come in. Herr Hitler, I can make you very popular. Far more popular than him. But you have to admit, the color catches the eye. Why don't you have a poster? And a flag. Your picture should be everywhere, with your name in large letters. You might consider a more distinctive look. For example, when you think of Lenin, you think of bearded and bald.
An important decision. I no longer feel qualified to lead our struggle. So it is my privilege to present you with our new leader, a new Führer, Adolf Hitler.
No, a little higher. That's good. That's very good. Beautiful. Marvelous.
No. Yes.
Wonderful choice, my Führer. But don't you think this look is better?
Excuse me, Herr Hitler. A message from Bavarian Prime Minister von Kahr.
It seems I'm being asked to cancel my speeches. Not asked, ordered.
The Chancellor wants to pay war reparations and honor the Treaty of Versailles. As a consequence, the people are ready to riot. Kahr's ordered a state of emergency, placed himself in charge. He adds, if Hitler speaks, it may only stir things up.
Stir things up.
Stir things up. Have you been to the marketplace? Do you know how much it costs for a loaf of bread these days? 500,000 marks. 500,000 marks. The wheelbarrows aren't big enough to carry the money in. And he's afraid I'll stir things up. You tell Commissar Kahr. This is not a time for silence. This is a time for revolution.